Yo, what is up? Just got finished watching Elimination Chamber. And I'm gonna give my reviews. First match was the women's Elimination Chamber. I would give that I'm gonna say like a 8 out of 10. It started off very slow. Um, there was a lot of spots that I felt like didn't really work so well. Definitely the spot with Raquel and Liv Morgan. I feel like that was laid out way too long for them to do it. Honestly, it honestly didn't pick up until Asuka got into the match, and then it got really like crazy after that. But my pick won with that, so cool. The next match was Bobby and Brock. Um, to me, it felt like one of those popcorn matches. Although it did, it did last a little longer, but it definitely felt like a popcorn match because there was no like big wows in that. I did kind of like how Brock went crazy at the end, which let us know that he was the real big heel like this whole time. Because honestly, with that whole feud, you never really knew who was the heel or who was the baby face. And I honestly thought that Bobby Lashley was the heel because of how he was acting. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, Brock went crazy at the end. That honestly was better than the entire match. Like the way he just went crazy like that. So I don't know what that is gonna lead to coming to WrestleMania. I really hope that it ends the feud, but I don't feel like it's going to. Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to because of how it ended. But at the same time, like the feud was already kind of like deaded. However, I do feel like if that does continue and it goes into WrestleMania, then that will cement the return of the Hurt Business, which everybody has been waiting for. So if that happens, yes, let it happen, and then let the Hurt Business, you know what I'm saying, get into it. Uh, let's see, what was the next match after that? Oh, Edge, Beth Phoenix, and Finn and Mommy. That match set the whole pay-per-view off. Like that was definitely I would give it a 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like how they protected Rhea a little bit because she gotta get herself ready for WrestleMania, so they're not gonna have her, of course, get pinned or anything like that. And Beth kind of put in the work. It was a couple of botches. There were a couple of botches. But Beth put in that work, you know what I'm saying? And it shows that she's still been, training and everything like that. Dominic. Oh, shout out to Canada. Shout out to Montreal because y'all really let people know what's up. Dominic was getting heat all night, from the night that he walked in there to the night that he ran out and came back in. Like he was getting heat all night, and I loved it. There was definitely the FU chants. They was letting that roll. I'm pretty sure that's gonna get edited out now, but it was cool watching it. But there were some spots where it was just like he didn't really fit in, and to be honest, I just, well, from the jump when he joined Judgment Day, I just hated this whole gimmick. And I'm glad they kind of like got away slowly with the whole prison thing because that was horrible. But great match overall. I really like the ending. And it still made Rhea look strong, which is good because of course, you know, she has a WrestleMania match, so you can't really have her looking like a simp in that match. So that was good. The next one was the men's Elimination Chamber. I would definitely give that one probably about an 8.5. It started off slow. Austin Theory, he definitely did what he had to do to kind of stay in it. I kind of hate how they did Montez Ford in the end. I mean, only because that was my pick. But I feel like honestly Seth Rollins didn't need to be one of the last two. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that feud has been going on for so long. But I see why they did it, because it's set up for Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. So that's good to see. WrestleMania, I'm definitely gonna be good to see Logan Paul and Seth Rollins go at it. I feel like that is gonna be a top tier match, because Logan Paul is definitely one of those celebrities that can wrestle good. You know what I'm saying? I would put him with Bad Bunny of one of those celebrities that can really wrestle good and still, you know what I'm saying, got the talk. So I see why that happened. Although I really did want Montez to win. However, he definitely did what he had to do to stay in there. I like how they kind of kept Bronson as that big strong guy, so they gave him that, like, as soon as he got in, he was just crushing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that was good for him, because that still keeps him prominent in Raw. But yeah, when I say 8.5, yeah, I would give that like an 8.5. And then last but not least, the main event. It wasn't even about the wrestling, y'all. And this is what's gonna take most of the time. It wasn't even about the wrestling. It was the story. It was the story. And I've put in all of my group chats and everything. Like Triple H always said, it's all about the story that you put in that ring, more so than you wrestling when it comes to the fans. You know what I'm saying? Off gate, Roman was getting the FU Roman. That's why they had him go first in the FU Roman. They let him milk in the beginning. They ain't even touch each other for like a good, probably minute, like a minute and a half. And that's a long time in wrestling. A minute and a half of just walking around each other, looking at each other, looking at the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally milked that moment. And it was going on for so long. And throughout the match, it was hand in hand. Sammy held it down, man, and I'm so happy for him. Because it's kind of like, who would have thought at this point in time that Sami Zayn would be in this point? You know what I mean? Think of all the times that he had in the past. Who would have thought that he would be in this point? And he really held it down. Great storyline with, you know what I'm saying, him and his wife, as far as the interaction with Roman and his wife, or the interaction with Sami and his wife. And then towards the end, chef's kiss with Jimmy coming in, super kicking him 15,000 times, giving him the Uso splash, and he still kicks out. He kicked out of 2 Superman punches and a spear. Most people don't do that. That's it if you get that. I don't even think, well, yeah, Brock probably did. Okay, but I'm not even going. But that was amazing. 2 refs getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there was a botch in between it. I kind of felt like it was, but 2 refs getting knocked out, and then Jay coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Still keeping the I'm not really sure. And this Like, the storyline is so crazy. Roman moving out of the way of Sammy's spear for Sammy to hit Jay. And now all of a sudden, Roman wins. Jimmy beats on Sammy. And who comes out to save Sammy? KO. KO comes out to save Sammy. Now it's like, I mean, we've always been talking about this. We've been saying like, hey, we want, you know what I'm saying, KO and Sammy versus the Usos for the undisputed tag team titles. That's cool. But it's just the storyline of it all. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we all thought, because everybody's been saying it, and I'm pretty sure y'all been saying it too, we thought that Jay was going to come in and turn on Sammy tonight for Roman to win. And that's how it was going to start the whole feud or whatever. But it was still Jay on Sammy's side. But now, since the spear happened, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some type of confusion. And we'll see on Friday, I'm pretty sure, because Sammy can't come back on Mondays anymore. Cody. But we'll see on Friday how that unravels. But it's like, at the end of the day, you still kind of see the tearing of the bloodline. And now this cements, bloodline is done. Bloodline is done. So at this point, anybody can lose anything at this point. You know what I mean? Because the whole like bonding and stuff is ripped apart. I don't know where Solo is. I mean, Solo was nowhere to be found. And honestly, that's to protect him, which is cool. Because honestly, he's a great mid-card eventually. You know what I'm saying? And to put note on it, Solo has not been pinned yet, being on the main event. I mean, not the main event, the main roster has not been pinned yet. So shout out to Umaga. He's definitely, you know, repping for him. But yeah, last match, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Not even wrestling, well, shit, wrestling wise, storyline wise. It's just the fact that you saw the story through the wrestling. It, like, that match, period. That match and Edge Beth, Finn and Rhea match was like storyline and wrestling put together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Bobby and Brock thing was kind of like put together like that, so you didn't really get to see storyline. It was just two big guys. It was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, all that. What I am excited to see is what Bray Wyatt is gonna do, because he did out of nowhere call out one of them. Whoever wins, he wants them. And I like that, because to be honest, they kind of did the Fiend gimmick wrong in a way. I felt like they tried to protect him too much, and then they did too much with putting the title on him too early. He was supposed to be that type of Undertaker gimmick, or, you know, character that I don't need a title to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Or like a Kane. I don't need that title to be that guy. Just pick your biggest one, and I bet you I'll beat him. And if I don't, I'll beat him next week. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So overall, I give Elimination Chamber a solid 9. It definitely would have been a 10 minus the botches. It was a lot of botches tonight. But yeah, it was a really, really good and really quick, straight to the point. It wasn't that long. I think it was like 3 hours. I'm pretty sure it was 3 hours. But yeah, it was straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? So Triple H, Shout out to you again, brother. I'm gonna be going back and watching the press conference, but I wanted to just drop my overall review of the PLE. And yeah, it was a great one, man. I can't wait till WrestleMania. I feel like everything is solidified now, kind of. Um, got Roman versus Cody, that's solidified. You got Asuka versus Bianca, solidified. You got Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley, solidified. What is going to start a storyline is Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, which is good. That's four that I can think of. I don't know what's going on with the tag. I'm pretty sure that's going to be KO and Sammy versus Usos, which would be great. I would love that. And that would kind of put the bloodline on a vacation for a while, in which they need, because they've been Usos, not Roman. Usos been going hard for the past 2 years, back to back to back. They need that vacation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you watched Elimination Chamber, let me know what you thought. Let me know what your rating is, 1 through 10. But that was my rating. I would give it a 9 out of 10. And with that being said, it's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Y'all be cool like how y'all be cool, man. Tell somebody you love them, and rage up.